The air between them thickened. The silence was louder than any scream. Namo stood frozen, ancient scroll still clutched in her hand. Her lips parted, breath shallow. You're Yen Shun, she whispered, the name catching in her throat like a fishbone. Jinshi's expression didn't waver, not even a twitch. That name hasn't been spoken in 10 years. You just revived a ghost. He was right, she thought, stunned. All the clues were there. The unexplainable privileges he enjoyed despite being a lowly guard captain. His unnatural beauty that had set the tongues of the entire capital wagging. The way he wielded power, commanding respect and obedience from eunuchs and nobles alike. And the subtle fear, the way even high officials would blanch and avert their gazes when facing him. Jinshi was not merely a high-ranking official. He was a prince, the lost heir. The child who vanished after a supposed illness, hidden away to protect him from a palace that was too soaked in poison. Nama felt like she had stumbled into a forgotten tomb and unearthed something that should have stayed buried. She swallowed, her voice hoarse. I had no idea. Jinshi inclined his head, a ghost of a smile touching his lips. That is why you are here, my little dove, to pick up the scattered pieces of the past. He took another step forward. Tell me, Mao Mao, do you know why I left the palace after I turned 16? She shook her head, her fingers tightening around the scroll. You disappeared without a trace. Everyone believed you were dead. They told the world I died, Jinshi said softly, his voice echoing in the vast emptiness of the courtyard. And in return, I was allowed to live. A fair trade, wouldn't you say? His gaze held hers, intense, unwavering. Mamao's pulse thundered in her ears. Why tell me now? Because you've already walked too far into this mess, Jinshi replied, his tone brooking no argument. You deserve to see the full picture before it devours you. He took a step closer. The air crackled with unspoken words, with emotions too volatile to be contained. The poisoning attempt, it wasn't meant for me. It was meant for the Emperor. Everything she had suspected, everything she had intuited, it all came crashing down on her like a tidal wave. She remembered the day vividly. How she had rushed to Jinshi's side after the Emperor summoned her. How he had been ill, delirious, how she brewed the antidote from the scant ingredients. She recalled his mother's frantic whisper, "Save him, please, no matter the cost." And then the Emperor's face, ashen and drawn. How he had looked at her with an emotion so akin to gratitude that it had taken her breath away. And now the truth unfurled before her like a scroll. She gasped, the pieces clicking into place. But I drank the tea that day. I took the fall. And your mother found the antidote before I died. Mamao's voice cracked. She stared at Jinshi, her heart a leaden weight in her chest. And they still erased her? His gaze dropped, a flicker of pain crossing his features. They had to. Because the real poisoner, the person who tried to kill me, was someone above even the Emperor. He didn't need to say the name. Namo knew. Minister Gao, the Empress's silent hand, the man who ruled by ink and shadow. She looked back at the scroll in her hands, the evidence of her crime, of her treason. And she realized she had nothing to offer Jinshi, nothing but a love born from duty and devotion. He was not the boy she had saved 10 years ago. He was something more, something greater, the buried legacy of the Empire, and now that legacy was awake. She met his gaze, the fire of a bygone era burning in his eyes, and she understood. The shy young guard captain she had known was gone, replaced by a force to be reckoned with, a storm waiting to be unleashed. What do you need from me, Jinshi? She whispered, her voice ragged. I will do anything. A ghost of a smile touched his lips, and for a moment she saw the flicker of the boy she once knew. You already have, my little dove. You brought me back to the light. For that, I am in your debt.